Uh-oh. See right here, this is very dangerous. I don't feel confident in the power of the bike to pass this truck. So like you can see, everybody's passing me. What's going on, family? It's your boy J.O. Back with another video. Out here in NYC. Another gloomy day out here in NYC. This weather has been crazy, man. I don't know where you guys are located, but it's June 1st here in New York City. But the whole month of May, it's been nothing but rain and dreary days, cloudy days. But we woke up this morning, so we blessed. Figured I come out here, get some content. Not just any content. Today, gonna do something a little different. Figured bring the bike out today and do a highway run. See what this little machine is capable of. Full disclosure, guys, I've been on this bike on the highway one time before, but only for one exit. It was during a group ride with some friends of mine. They were out, well, we were out doing a group ride, and they had more powerful bikes than me. So that day we were just mostly taking service roads or whatever the case may be. But one of the guys suggested, hey, you want to get on the highway just for one exit and see what it's like? So I got on, but I stayed in the middle of the pack. Like, they protected me from the front and the back, and it was okay. And the second time I ever been on the highway, this is this will be the third time. The second time, idiot. The second time I was on the highway on my friend's bike. Which is a 1200cc bike. Which is the Trident Speed Triple 1200. And that day I did about an hour worth of riding on the highway, and it turned out pretty good, much better than I thought, especially considering that I'm a beginner rider. Uh-oh. Good old New York City, always something going on. But like I was saying, especially considering I'm a beginner rider, I think it turned out pretty well. Which leads us to today. I have my reservations, and I still do, about taking this bike on the highway. I mean, I know speed-wise, could get up to about 70 or so. But there's like little things that, like power on demand. I think that's lacking. That's important for the highway. Acceleration, torque, and most importantly, braking. I don't feel the most confident with these brakes. But it's Sunday morning, should be less traffic than normal, so figured I'd come out and give it a shot. We're only going to be going about 5 miles or so one way, and then I'll just loop around and come back, see how it turns out. Like I said, we're here in New York City, so the speed limit is 55. You know, nobody ever does the speed limit, so might catch some guys flying doing 70, 75. I'll just try to stick to the right lane and, you know, do the speed limit as much as I can, or maybe slightly over. Try to stay out of the way. The entrance is coming up. I don't know how much talking I'm going to be doing on the highway portion, because I'm going to try to focus on my mirrors and turning my head and things like that. But let's see how this goes. Right now we're in 5th gear. I apologize if there's a lot of wind noise. This is my first time testing this setup out on the highway. But we're in 5th gear, 55 miles per hour, 6,000 RPMs. Sixth gear, 65 miles per hour, 6,000 RPMs. Really windy out here today, guys. Feel like I'm being pushed around, which is to be expected for such a small bike. on the exit coming up. Alright guys, that was one way. Gonna head back the other way. So what kind of takeaways do I have from that? Guys, I have to admit that wasn't very confidence inspiring. At times I had the throttle pinned and I was getting like 60 miles per hour, 6th gear. But you have to keep in mind my weight. I'm about 205, 5'11", so that's probably a factor in it too. But to only be going 60 miles per hour on a highway that's 55 miles per hour, it's not the safest thing in the world. So that definitely didn't feel very comfortable. You saw I was basically a hostage in the right lane, at the mercy of the cars that were around me, and that's something that's no bueno, no good for a motorcyclist on the highway. You don't have the power and acceleration to get you out of dangerous positions and things like that, but definitely take it as a learning experience. So like I said, this was one leg. I'm going to just get back on and head back and probably pull over, sum up my thoughts, and take it from there. Wow, this is a really long light. I like that guy's thinking. I said we're going to head back. This is the way to the entrance to go back. Turn on left, turn on red, it's okay. See right here, this is very dangerous. I don't feel confident in the power of the bike to pass this truck, especially with cars coming in the other lane. And to sit behind this truck and not know what's in front of the truck, like if he'll have to brake suddenly, is a dangerous thing. I'm going to try to pass him. It's better to have a big truck like that behind you than in front of you, because my thinking is he has a commercial driver's license, so he should be a lot less reckless as some of these non-commercial drivers. So he would take less chances in tailgating me and things like that. As you can see in the mirror, he's keeping a safe distance. I'm keeping a safe distance from the car in front of me. But I still feel like a hostage in its right lane. With a more powerful bike, I would be able to, go around all this traffic and find a nice pocket of traffic for myself. Well, you can see everybody's passing me. 6th gear, throttle almost pinned, and only 57 miles per hour. This is dangerous too because people merge on. You don't have the power to, get in another lane, which forces you to slow down and then speed up. And this bike doesn't pick up speed very quick. I think I'm going to get off this exit. I don't feel the most comfortable out here on this bike. It's a small bike, it's underpowered, so I'm not going to tempt fate. We'll take the next exit. Yeah, we got on one more exit ahead, but figured I'd just get off one exit early because I said that wasn't the most confidence inspiring thing in the world. But thank you to the creator. We made it off in one piece, and to be honest, I don't think I'll be pursuing taking this thing on the highway much more in the future. It's just not worth it. There's other ways you can go. This bike, does really well in regular NYC traffic. The speed limit is only the speed limit is only 25, so with this bike and that speed limit, you're fine out here. May take you a little longer to get where you want to go, but you'll get there safer. So yeah, guys, as you can see, technically, I guess, you can get on the highway with this bike. Would I recommend it? Not so much. Maybe if you're just going a couple exits, 2 or 3 exits, but even then, I don't know. But conversely, that's factor in that today is Sunday and there wasn't much traffic. Maybe on a day when there's more traffic, when there is more traffic and nobody's flying, everybody is like pretty much bumper to bumper, you might be able to filter and maneuver, but still not having the power, the adequate power on demand, like I still wouldn't really feel comfortable even on a day like that. Sorry you guys had to see that, but I saw in my mirror a guy was being way too aggressive. That was a steep hill and this bike doesn't have power. I knew, there he is coming up in my mirror. Let me get to the right. He was being way too aggressive. He would have definitely been tailgating me, so I just got out of his way. Here he is. Just trying to slow down so he could catch up. Alright guys, let's start over. Sorry about that. Alright guys, going to be wrapping this up soon. So, like I said once again, yes, technically the bike is capable, but no, I wouldn't recommend it. It's part of the reasons right now I'm in the market for something more powerful, definitely. So I could practice more on the highway. Like I said, I'm a beginner rider, and you know, learning to ride safely on the highway is a big part of motorcycling, and I feel limited in that regard with this bike. So I don't know if I'll be able to afford another bike this riding season, but definitely by next riding season, God willing, we'll be on something more powerful. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you watched this far, why not just hit the like button? It really helps me out. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and stay safe, stay blessed, and catch you in the next one. Deuces.